in 10 more levels.
Hear, feel, think. Bringer of light, brave gatherer of the crystals, thy soul burneth bright. I am Hydaelyn, all made one. Hearken unto me now, for the darkness doth begin to spread. Wear thee the bearer of the crimson brand, for he is the avatar of shadow, whom death attendeth always. The crystals shall be thy salvation, thy blade and shield both. Steel thyself, for at the appointed hour thou shalt stare into the heart of darkness. Go with caution, my child, but fear not, for I am ever with thee.
You stole it. You stole it. Drumcren, and see you and Alphanot are safe, and Sid. That we five should meet each other thus defies simple explanation, as if the benevolent hand, Master Usiox, still guides us. I have no idea how to say it. He would certainly not see us undone so easily, not now when the need is so great. I know where Minfilia and the others are being held. Where? An Imperial stronghold at the heart of Mor Danon, Castrum Sentry. Might hide the helm just so we can see more of his face, because now we can't even see his mouth. Yay, we can actually do the next bit. Yes. The hair. God damn. Guys, it may have called it a weapon of ancient Alec, but it saw its extensive magitech modifications. An appearing castrum. This was to be expected, I suppose. Alright, let's do this. Let's go rescue Minfilia and the others. Y'shtola wished to discuss the fate of the prisoners being held at Castrum Sentry. The rescue of our allies will be no small undertaking, Drumcren. Even under normal circumstances, breaching the defences of an Imperial Castrum will be a highly dangerous proposition. But now that the Sentry Castrum houses prisoners whom the Garleans deem valuable, may be confident that they have taken additional measures to secure the stronghold's security. For to free our friends, will require an effective strategy. For to formulate an effective strategy, we will require intelligence. I believe I know a man who may be able to assist us. A Lord Portnell of House Durandare. He is stationed at the Observatorium in Cortus. Let us go to him and beseech his aid. It's fortunate we were able to regroup here. I did not care much for my chances of surviving a foray to an Imperial stronghold alone, but I'm certain that together we'll find a way to rescue our fellow Scions. apparently, you know the war here in Cortus that was actually friendly to us and helped us out. Um, the third ward we met, not the initial one or the one that got accused. The third one. He apparently the one here actually. He in the Japanese version he flirts with you, like regardless dude or chick. He flirts with you. Apparently they took it out in the English translation because they saw it as sexual harassment. Yes, flirting is sexual harassment. Yes. Fucking idiots. Suppose I should go do the Dragoon quest. Sir Albrecht would send you on your next trial. You grow ever stronger, and I speak more than just the flesh. Aye, you are slowly but surely realizing your potential as an Azure Dragoon. It is heartening to look upon, though I must confess that my presiding feeling is one of relief. You must understand that the mere thought that the eye would choose an outsider, one who ill comprehends the threat posed by the dragons, filled me with the gravest misgivings. But yet you have... but I shall say no more. These flattery impede your improvement. Now, during our last lesson, I enlightened you regarding the origins of Dragoons. You recall how Nald'thal heroically triumphed over the great worm Nidhogg, and Ishgard came into possession of the Eye. Tell me, Drumcren, do you believe that these events truly transpired, or are you inclined to think them fairy tales? I ask you, because few folk have seen dragons in the flesh besides we Ishgardians, and most would soon dismiss them as products of the imagination. Alas, dragons are no less real than you and I. With Nidhogg perhaps the most real of all. In the course of its history, Ishgard has suffered the creature's wrath on 8 separate occasions. Each time the Great Worm rouses, the blood of countless Ishgardians is spilled. Sorry, I had to clean my glasses. Let us revisit the past once more, Drumcren. The time is 20 summers past, and the place is Dravinia. After a century in slumber, Nidhogg awakened once more to resume his reign of terror. Entire villages were razed to the ground, their inhabitants reduced to smoldering ash. Sensing the great worms in bridled rage, others of his kind began to rouse, and in such numbers as to blot out the sun with their wings. A deep, foreboding darkness swept over Ishgard. Raging infernos painted the belly of the sky an angry red, the agonizing screams of innocence fading into deadly silence. In my station as the Azure Dragoon, I was there through it all, bore witness to all the horrors. But there's no time to offer even a solemn prayer. Nidhogg lingered in one place only long enough to lay it to waste. When he took to wing, so did I pursue him. A man possessed. This game of cat and mouse continued for what seemed an eternity, before I found myself face to face with the great worm. Battle unfolded in a tiny settlement on the edge of Cortus, raging on for 3 days and 3 nights with neither side able to gain a decisive advantage. Remaining my feet by sheer force of will, I realized it must end now, else it shan't end well. Marshalling my last ounce of strength, I wagered all on a single thrust. My lance struck home, bearing deep in the ruin of my opponent's empty eye socket. Yet before I could withdraw my weapon, the worm lashed out wildly in its agony, dealing a blow that left me sprawling on the scorched earth, nigh insensate. Don't know that word. In that instance, I told myself surely doomed, but Halon was not finished with me. Having lost the taste for battle, Nidhogg let loose a blood-curdling roar before fleeing to the sky. The battle was over. While I did not perish from my injuries, they rendered my body unfit to bear the power of the dragon. And I was Azure Dragoon no more. Lying bedridden, my thoughts wandered to all the innocent lives that had been lost, the people I had failed to protect. That last conflict with the dragons of Dravinia left countless orphans in its wake. Estienne is one of them, the sole survivor of Farndale, the final village to suffer Nidhogg's wrath. With none left to care for him, I did the only thing I could. Took Estienne as my own son, instructing him in the ways of the dragoon when he was of an age to learn. Yet I would not have you think of me noble. My actions were born not of compassion, but of guilt at having failed him. But alas, I also failed him as a father. For what manner of man did I bring him up to be? A thief who would endanger the life of every one of his countrymen. Ah, you heard me right. All of Ishgard may suffer for his crime. Though we know little unless of the minds of dragons, it is conceivable that the disturbance surrounding his stone eye will rouse Nidhogg to awaken once more. That his kin have already stirred from their slumbers serves as fair warning of that. Time is not on our side. Fortunately, it seems you're more than ready to embark on your next trial. Make your way to Witchdrop, where the knight Hausneen awaits your arrival. A nation is depending on you, Drunk Red. Figure I may as well do this to speed it up. Belmont, huh? Did we find one of those before back in Ul'dah? You're the one who aspired to be as your dragoon? Why, you're not even of the Ishgard. If you truly possess the power that so Albrecht sees in you, then prove it to me with your lance. On guard. Doom Spike would be pretty useful here. While the enemies here are pretty weak, it just would certainly speed things up. Also need to empty my inventory. Maybe I could put on a few auctions. The dragon stirs within the town. I'll have to go empty my inventory. That's strength. I've not seen its like since Estienne himself stood before me. Maybe Sir Albrecht has the right of it after all. Return and show your crystal to him. I've no doubt he'll be pleased. I know, I don't see what defeating stray Dharmites will have to do with dragon fighting. No interest. I'll res him, but I have no ability to do so. We don't have items that can do it, do we? It's only abilities. Oh, it's a orchestrion role? Okay, so it's a music thing. Like we can actually listen to the team, I guess, from that dungeon, like in player housing. You pass yet another trial with flying colors, Drunkard. The day when you may stand before Estian as an equal is not far off. And when that day comes, the Eye will choose you over the traitor. I've no doubt of this. But we must be patient still. For now we must continue your training. You can do no more. When you can do no more on your own, seek me out once more. So what will we get after this? Double Dragoon? He's been eagerly waiting my arrival. No skills mentioned here. Sucks. Straight line, eh? I was hoping it's like a cone in front of me, not straight line. I get this at 45. And it seems to just be when I level up rather than quest. There. Oh, wrong way. This way. Ah, Drumcaren, the man who masked the heretic in our midst. To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? You're an associate of Ishtoa, but of course, Ordrilmond confided to me that you're a scion of the Seventh Dawn. A Castrum sentry. What interest have you all in the Imperials? They hold several of our number, whom we intend to free. Any information you can provide will be greatly appreciated. I see. That might explain our scout's reports. They observed 4 prisoners being led into the castrum. A Hiran woman, an Elzeze male, and 2 Alafels, 1 male and 1 female. Oh, see her shoes, they flick backwards. Like the toe of them. That was actually in fashion back in France once upon a time, but they liked it to bring it more extreme. Like it was, the toes would be flicked so far forwards, they had to be tied back to your leg. Like you'd have to have a rope, well, probably not a rope, but you know, something tying them to your leg. They were eventually banned when someone sent the king a pair of them, stuffed, filled with, I don't remember the material, but filled with something that, some material carved into the shape of a guy's junk. Not sure if it included balls, or was it just penis, or was it balls and no penis, but it was genitals. You never know with people. You never know. It's them. It has to be them. Minfilia, Orango, Ori Anger, Papalimo, and Tataru. If that scam morsel is of use to you, you may also be interested to hear about a more recent incident. An Imperial airship made an emergency landing here in Cortus not long ago. 2 men believed to be prisoners. A Rogadan and O'Alafel were seen fleeing the craft. Biggs and Wedge. What did you say? A Rogadan and O'Alafel, Master Garland. Neither wore Imperial dress, and both seemed disinclined to wait for rescue, hence their assumption that they were prisoners. Ha, well, I'll be damned. It's Biggs and Wedge. Trust those 2 rascals to escape. We must find them, Drumcaren, and soon. The Imperials will not rest until they are captured or killed, and if Biggs were given the choice, I fear he would take the latter. Freeing those held in Castrum Sentry will require substantial planning and preparation. As such, it is endeavoured that will admit some delay. The matter of the escapees